Hey guys, so if you are watching this video, that means that you want a quick review of what we talked about on Friday. So I'm going to kind of walk through some of these problems. I'll do some and then you'll do some. So on Friday, we talked about writing inequalities. So inequalities, we might have the greater than sign, we might have the less than sign, we might have the greater than or equal to sign, or we might have the less than or equal to sign. So all of these can kind of help us tell a story. So we're going to be dealing with variables and the inequality sign. And remember, when we see a less than or a greater than sign, we're usually going to have an open circle. But if they have the greater than or equal to or the less than or equal to, we're going to have a closed circle on the number line. Okay, so number 6 says, which of the following are solutions to x is greater than or equal to 0? So you need to look through here and pick out each one and compare it to 0. For example, is -5 greater than or equal to 0? Nope, I don't think so. So that's not going to be my solution. I want you to go ahead and pause the video and you go ahead and figure out which one of those would be greater than or equal to 0. Pause the video. Okay, so those are the values that I got to be greater than or equal to 0. 0.03 is just a hair bigger than 0. 0 is equal to 0. 1.5, that's great, bigger than 0, and 1/2 is also bigger than 0. Okay, now we get to the fun stuff, where it says graph each inequality. So on number 7, it says t is less than or equal to 8. So I'm going to go to the 8, and because it has that equal to sign, I'm going to draw a closed circle there. All right, and now it says that any values can be less than or equal to 8. So when we're less than, we're going to the left, less than, left. All right, and if I'm not sure if I colored in correctly, what I can do is pick a value in here in my colored in to see if it works. So like, let's pick 2 and plug it in for t. So I'm saying, is 2 less than or equal to 8? Well, yeah. So I graphed correctly. So you can always do that. Pick a number out of your shaded region and figure out, does that work? Is that less than or equal to 8? Okay, that was number 7. I want you to go ahead, pause the video, and try number 9. Skip 8, try number 9. Pause your video, try number 9. Okay, check your number 9 with my number 9. I did a closed circle because it said x is greater than or equal to, so it's a closed dot. And then it's bigger than -9. So all the numbers bigger than -9. And again, I can check. Okay, let's pick -7. Is -7 greater than or equal to -9? Yeah, it is. It's going on the greater than. So I did that correct. Okay, I want to talk about number 7. Number 7 we briefly talked about on Friday. It says -7 is less than h. Well, I don't like my inequalities to look like this because my variable doesn't come first and it's confusing for me. So what I'm going to do is the flip-flop. So I'm going to flip my letter, I'm going to flip my number, so h and -7, and I'm also going to flip the sign. So again, I'm going to flip my letter, and I'll do this one more time. Flip my letter, flip my number, so I flip the sides, flip the sign, so I flip it all. So now it's saying h is bigger than -7. H is greater than -7. So now it's so much easier to graph if I have that variable first. So it says -7 here. I'm going to do an open circle because it doesn't have the equal sign on it. And it's everything that's bigger than -7. So I'm going to color in the numbers that are bigger than -7. Okay? Okay, I want you to go ahead and pause the video. I want you to do 10 and 11 for me. You may have to do the flip-flop on one of them, and then we'll come back together. All right, so here's what I got for mine. When n was bigger than 2.5, it had an open circle, and I was bigger than 2.5. Or when x was less than -4.5, notice how I had to do the switch here. Switch the x in the -4.5 or -4.5, and switch my sign, okay? All right, now we have to go and we're going to have to write our own inequalities. So I'm always going to just use x because it's easier for me. And we're going to write an inequality for this number line. So here I see 6 and I see it's getting bigger. So this would be x is greater than, but not equal to because it has the open circle, 6. All right, I want you to go ahead, pause the video, and you try these ones for yourself. All right, here are the answers I got. Check to make sure that they match yours, and then we'll move on to the back side. So on the back side, it says a child must be at least 48 inches tall to ride the roller coaster. So if we're saying the word at least, that means they could be 48 inches or 49 inches or 50. They have to be at least, so greater than, or they could be equal to. So let's write a situation for this. X is greater than or equal to 48, at least. Okay, so I wrote it for you. I want you to pause the video and go ahead and write down, graph this on the number line. And then I want you to answer this. Can a child who is 46 inches tall ride the roller coaster? And write to me why, yes or no. So I wrote the inequality for you. You go ahead and graph it and answer B. Pause your video. Okay, hopefully that went well for you. We're going to write and graph it, a couple more situations. So let's look at number 17. Number 17 says the stock is worth at least $14. Oh, it went dark on me in here. The stock is worth at least $14.50. So that means that it could be $14.50. It could be more. So we're going to say that X, again, is greater than or equal to $14.50. So when it says that word at least, that means it could be bigger than. So go ahead. I want you to graph, but it could be equal to, right? Go ahead and graph X is greater than or equal to 1450, and then you can try the rest of these problems. Make sure you raise your hand if you have any questions, and good luck.